In the morning, I am your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Guys, I should be asleep right now. I really should. But I made a mistake. I went over to Twitter to tell people, look, Monkey in the morning will be in the morning. And I've mentioned before, I have this weird compulsion. I have to have everything clear. I can't have notifications. I can't have messages I haven't read. Or at least the little numbers there that tell me there's stuff to see. And that sometimes leads to trouble, like when I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm trying to just turn it off and go to sleep. Well, tonight is one such of those nights when it leads to problems. Because said my goodnight, and I went over and went to clear out my message, or not my message, my notifications. I scrolled through them to try to see if there's anything important or interesting to respond to real quick. And there it was. I can't tell you how many times I get told what I think and what I do. What I think and what I do, despite any evidence to the contrary. Now, I understand with most people, most people don't have a nightly show where they talk for at least 2 hours about politics, and another nightly show, or at least 6 nights a week, where for 2 hours they talk about politics, and a whole presence on Twitter where they talk an awful lot about politics. I understand it with other people. Like, oh, I didn't realize you thought that way or did this thing. It's not like I'm secretive about who I am and what I believe. I don't feel it should be that hard to figure the fuck out. Jesus Christ. I do want to stop and say, though, I had an interesting conversation as I was deciding, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do a Monkey in the morning. A friend jumped in my DMs and we had a little back and forth, friendly, no animosity there at all. But they mentioned they can't do the whole politics thing because they just don't listen to each other. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. But there's nothing in me that allows me to not fight for what I think is right. Whatever that right may be. There's nothing in me that allows me to not fight for it. If I see something I think is horribly wrong, I have to say there's something. I have to stand up and say it. It's part of what held me back in my working career. It's definitely what made my mom get annoyed with me so easy. And after she passed teachers, I just can't keep my fucking tongue still. I can't keep my mouth closed. I don't necessarily do it to change hearts and minds. I just do it because this is what I believe. This is what I think. So Beto O'Rourke, this fucking scummy piece of shit, this dirt-eating piece of garbage, this motherfucker who the only reason anybody cares about him is because he ran against Ted Cruz. It has nothing to do with Beto being a good candidate or Beto being a good person. Beto's a shitbag. He's a kept man who decided for fun he would run for Congress. Hi, Jack. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm annoyed, man.
Sound like it.
A little bit annoyed. So Beto O'Rourke today, he put out this fucking tweet that says, a message for Donald Trump ahead of tomorrow's rally in New Hampshire. Hate is not welcome here. And then there's a video attached.
Yeah, I saw that.
There's a video attached to it. And, guys, oh, shit, I can't. Well, I will throw it in chat. Oh, fuck, I even forgot to share the stream today. I'm fucking annoyed, man. I'm not going to lie to you.
I thought you were going to bed.
I was, and then I got annoyed. And that's what happens. That's why I don't sleep as much as I should. Somebody annoys me. I'm like, fuck it, I have to talk. I have to share my opinion. And then nobody listens to it. So that's not true. A lot of really great people listen to it. But the people who annoyed me never listened to it. So it's like, Didn't hurt them at all. Not that I want to hurt them. Not that I want to hurt them, but here's the link. As soon as it comes up, there we go. Here's the link if you guys want to watch the video. There's subtitles so you can watch it with it, quiet and everything. But it's basically Beto O'Rourke being a lying cunt, an absolute lying cunt bag. And it's him explaining how the president is so racist. He's a white supremacist, and we can tell this because he said things like, there's good people on both sides. He said, actually, what that fucking video shows is that Trump is saying Nazis are good. That Trump called Mexican, or called immigrants rapists, and said there was an infestation. Now, here's the thing with what Beto did. Nothing he said is actually untrue. None of the words that they put into Trump's mouth are put into Trump's mouth because they actually take them from Trump's actual words. See, it's just the setup and the lack of any other clarification around it.
Context, that's patriarchy, monkey.
Indeed, I know. Context is it's sexist and racist and
colonialist as well,
and probably homophobic.
Yeah, could be.
For instance, he calls them animals. He was specifically talking about MS-13 when he said that.
Yeah,
so,
I'm curious to know why a guy that was running for position governing over a border state would want to protect MS-13 like he does.
Well, that's the thing. This whole fucking thing is it is slanderous. It's fucking slanderous. But some people can't see the lie there. And of course, we're talking about my old friend Sophane.
Yeah, well.
I don't have a problem going back and forth with Sophane. I don't mind. Eventually, I just throw up my hands and walk away because it's like, why? What's the point?
He wants to see things from a certain perspective. And he wants them to be that way.
And where's the tweet that he sent me last? I gotta find this. It's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay, so the last thing's okay. He says to me, he's fine with what Beto did there. Glad to see them grow a spine and fire back. You mean lie? You mean fucking lie? I said, I have no issue with firing back, but lying is lying. He said, which part exactly? I said, pretty much start to finish. And this is where shit gets interesting. He says to me, I don't see the lies here. But even if it was complete bullshit, that's just fighting fire with fire at this point. Trump lies constantly, and we can't count on the right. We can't count on the right to call him out. I say play by his rules. To which I answered simply, means justifies the end. Good luck with that. Because that's what he's saying there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's okay to lie.
It's okay to lie.
Regular citizens because you don't like the president. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's exactly what it is. That play by his rules. He lies constantly. Okay. Show me where he has told a lie like that about somebody. I'd be happy to discuss it. Show me where he's taken somebody completely out of context the way you guys have done for fucking years now. And stop acting like this is new. Stop acting like Beto just made this up. Beto just repeated everything he's heard because Beto doesn't have an original thought in his fucking head. But this is where I got annoyed, Jack. It says, I don't see the lie here, and I don't see you holding the president to the same standard. Don't preach to me about ethics when you have long been a supporter of his methodology for your side. But please do show me where Beto lied.
Your side? You've criticized Trump several times.
I didn't even vote for the man.
Yeah, why is this a tribal thing all of a sudden?
Well, because that's what it has to be. That's what it has to be for Fane right now. And I don't understand that because he's not a dumb man. But yeah, that's what it is. Another one. You never hold the president to this standard. anytime I've seen the president being in any way unfair or lying in what he said like that, I absolutely call him out. For instance, if Donald Trump were to come out and say that Joe Biden thinks black people or black kids are dumber than white kids, that poor kids aren't white, and that makes them, stupid. At least that's what Joe was trying to imply. I would call Donald Trump out for that, because Biden was absolutely, he made a fucking goof there. He wasn't actually saying that. It was just a goof. And if you stop it there, if all you take is poor kids are just as bright and talented as white kids, and you stop the clip there, that makes Joe look real bad. Joe look real bad.
If you're going to play out of context theater, anybody can play that game. It's
sure.
Easy. It's an easy, lazy game to play, and it keeps you from having to fight their arguments.
Yep.
And so Fane's down with that. That says a lot about his morals and ethics.
Well, we've talked about this so many times. You have to have principles, people. You have to stand for something. A dirty win is not a win. I'm sorry, it's not.
No, it's.
But my problem, Jack, is this idea that I'll tell you, I'm on the right. I can't claim I'm not. I tend to agree with their platform. I'm for a border wall. I am for voter ID, which we'll get to in a little bit. I'm for less taxes. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe in what the right platform is, not what they actually do, because they're a bunch of lying shitbags when they get into Congress and into power.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of the reasons Trump pisses people off, because he's like, fuck it, we're going to do it. And they're like, what? And Trump's like, hey, dude, send me that repeal and replace thing you got going. And the Republicans went, what? Oh, you
called our bluff.
You thought we were serious about that? Oh, no, we don't have anything. He was ready to sign it, though. He got in there and did actual things that Republicans want. He's pushing forward with the wall, with getting the what's the word I'm looking for?
The appropriations money from the
from
whatever,
from other sources. Yeah. So he's pushing ahead with doing what he said he would do. And oh my God, you can't do what you said you were going to do when you go into government. Now, that is not to say Trump has done everything right, or that I agree with a lot of what he says and does. One, I think he's incredibly inappropriate on Twitter. He just is. And sometimes it's funny, and sometimes it's like, oh God, Mr. President, would you please not? Could you please not? But I'm tired of hearing what these people think I think. I talk about what I think constantly.
Yeah.
Fuck, Jack. You've probably heard months worth of what I say if you add up all the time we've been together.
Oh yeah.
You know I have opinions and I'm not afraid to share them. I don't understand why it's so hard for some. Well, okay, I do, but I don't understand why it's so hard for some people to actually know what I think.
Because they'd have to sit down and listen, and
pay attention,
and actually listen to everything instead of just hearing a little soundbite and stopping and walking away. Because that's usually what seems to happen. Oh, you believe this, so you must believe everything else the president says. No, that's. I don't know. People are way more complicated than just everybody agrees with this camp or this camp. It doesn't work like that.
It shouldn't work like that, because neither camp. If you agree with everybody or with somebody all the time, any person, I agree with them all the time. You need to step away from that person, because there should be. We're all different.
Yeah, there's a phrase for that. It's called codependency.
Yeah.
And that's a very unhealthy thing.
Real quick in chat, Absolute Zero says, I'm so sorry. I meant to say, why are they on StreamYards? I missed the MITMs when they moved to StreamYard. They should still show up on Twitter, or on YouTube. I don't know why you'd be missing them that way. If you're talking about you missed the old look of it, I can't do anything about that. My internet is too shitty. If I want to have guests on, I have to have StreamYards.
Yeah, Google got rid of Hangouts on Air, so we have to do it this way, unfortunately.
Yep. Speaking of which, how'd your stream go tonight?
Oh, it went really well. Polly's computer managed to stagger through the stream, and it came out really well. It just puts a lot of pressure on it, so it was stressing him out a little bit. But yeah, it came out great, I thought.
Faithless says that means they have no thoughts of their own. Yeah, if you agree with somebody all the time, I don't think you've actually thought about things. Bro, I still run streams using Hangouts. You just need to use OBS. Oh, God. Okay, look. Been over this. I can't run OBS on this connection. I just can't.
Yeah, Monkey has garbage internet.
Thank you. And yes, I've tried every optimization. There's just no way around it. I can use OBS if I'm using my satellite internet, but then there's a 3-second delay because it's satellite. And then I can't talk to anybody. So I use that for my game streams over on Ranting Monkey Games. Check that out. Just played Beyond yesterday. So it's actually kind of interesting so far.
Yeah, your game streams seem to be doing well.
Yeah, not bad at all. Especially because it's an afterthought. It's okay, I'm going to play a game. Well, why don't we show it to people? Let's talk to people. I can talk. If nothing else, Jack, I can talk.
Yeah, well, that's something.
Right? It doesn't necessarily mean I'm saying anything important.
Nah, that's overrated. I don't say anything important ever. It's just not worth it. What a waste of time.
Speaking of not important, I want to read you a tweet. So Donald Trump tweeted out, "No debate on election security should go forward without first agreeing that voter ID must play a very strong part in any final agreement. Without voter ID, it is also meaningless." Seems pretty rational to me.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie Sanders replied,
"Oh, God.
Donald Trump can't win an election based on his ideas, so he has to suppress the vote to win. What a coward."
It's not suppressing the vote. I have to show an ID every time I vote.
So do I.
Give me a break. This is done in a lot of states. It's not a big deal. They're just like looking at the picture, looking at you, and they hand it back. And they're, all right, sign the book and get the fuck away from me. I don't want to deal with you. Because, they're a bunch of volunteers, so they don't give a shit. I don't understand. If you're poor, you can get an ID for free.
Yeah.
At least in my state. It's not that hard. There are programs to supplement it, and IDs are like $25. You know how much you get for selling plasma here? $27 minimum. I got paid $50 for selling plasma one time.
Damn.
Yeah, which they don't do that very often because people are like, "Hey, weren't you here like 2 days ago?" And I'm like, "No, that was a week ago. My name is Jorge. Shut up and give me money." So it's not that hard.
Well, real quick, I'm not sure I'm supposed to say this, so I'm just going to call you Two for right now. I think it's Twitten. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It says your chat interaction is inspiring, man. I like your streams. First, watch your Sargon stuff at Ranting Monkey. Oh, thank you so much. I tried it. I don't want you to get what's the word? A false sense here, because there will be times that I just start ranting and I don't look at chat. It's not because I'm meaning to ignore anybody. It's just that I get into things. But I do try. So thank you for even noticing. If you remember the last time we had to hear about voter ID, do you remember what it was? It was trying to suppress the black vote.
That's what they always say. I know lots of black guys that have driver's licenses.
No, man, it is. This is one of those things. Like, you do realize that black people know how to get IDs, right? That they can go down to their Secretary of State, DMV, wherever it is in your state, whatever takes care of that. Black people are perfectly capable of going and getting ID.
Yeah, but it's the racism of lowered expectations.
Oh, sure.
Casual racism. Oh, black people can't go get a state ID, which is like $25 to $35. Seriously, they're like $25 here. And you have to go in, show them your birth certificate and like your social security card. Then they take your picture and then you collect your card and you freaking leave. It's not that complicated. And if you can't do that, that's your own fault. Don't be lazy. Get off your ass and do it. It's not because somebody's of a different color or because they're poor. That's bullshit.
Somebody said it's 54 where they're at. Faithless says they could give out free ID to low income voters. They've offered that.
Yeah.
They've offered it, and they're like, no, that they'll never be able to find the building. Like, oh, for fuck's sake!
If you're on like welfare or disability or anything, there are programs that will cover it in my state.
Yeah,
and I know there's others around in other states that do the same sort of thing. So if you're destitute, they will cover that cost for you. That's ridiculous. This is just an attempt to scare people, and it's to enable illegal voting.
Dante says can't find the building. Okay, that's not a direct quote. I was being facetious there.
It wouldn't surprise me if somebody actually said that, though.
No, what they usually say is they can't get to the place. They don't have a way. I mean, they have jobs no, they have jobs that makes it so they can't go. Apparently, they work 7 days a week, every day, every year.
The motor vehicles is open on Saturdays.
Here, I mean, there's some day, I think it's Wednesdays, they're open till 7. We do ours. We have Secretary of State here in Michigan. We don't have DMV. But they're open. There's 1 day a week that they're open late in each city. So even if you did have their normal banking hours, there's 1 day a week you could take your ass down there and get a fucking ID card.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I'm willing to spend PTO time for 2 hours to extend my lunch break to go get my driver's license renewed or get an ID or whatever. You have to do it once every 4 years. Come on.
Faithless, you're not supposed to pay attention to that. He says, but they can get to a polling station to vote. I know.
Yeah.
That sounds like it's bullshit, as he said. But no. See, they magically float to the polling stations.
Right? Like my old district, they moved that damn thing every freaking election. And it was seriously in some obscure buildings that I didn't even know existed. But you know what? My phone has this device called GPS. And I just have to type in the address.
I live in a small enough spot that it's always in the same place.
Yeah. If you can't get a friend to drive you to get an ID, or you can't walk there, take the bus, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you shouldn't vote. That's nature saying this isn't for you.
George says, Monkey, I'm currently driving from SoCal to Washington. Still have 12 hours on the road. Need entertainment. Make this stream last 4 hours plus, please. Holy crap.
No guarantees. I'm pretty tired. I've been on the stream already. Dude,
I'm exhausted. I was seriously on my way to bed when I saw that fucking tweet. And again, I don't care. I really don't. If you want to be an ass, it is amazing to me, especially people who I'm actually friendly with and friends with, I would say. And like are you fucking kidding me? You can't even pay attention to what I say, really? But yeah, that's for the voter suppression. That's nonsense. It is absolutely about keeping it so it's easy to cheat the election.
Yeah. It's easy to cheat, and they think people are incompetent, apparently. Because that's what I'm getting from this. That's all.
If you're really worried about election integrity, the very first stop should be voter ID. Yeah. I don't see why it's not.
You know, they could, if they really want to get really fascistic about it, they could make everyone scan their finger in there too, and be like, look, you can't do this without one of your fingerprints being recognized, because there's the technology for that. But that's really police state kind of stuff. I mean, there are countries where you literally get your finger dipped in ink,
right,
and you have to put it on the card so they know that you voted.
I just can't believe that people have been whining for 2 years about voter fraud, election fraud. They're like, no, we can't have voter ID. That's cowardly. Shut the hell up. Just fucking make the vote count. That's what you keep whining about. But yeah, if you do that, if you actually have real voter ID, then You can't have dead people vote, and you can't have illegals vote.
Yeah, I guess that's the voter suppression they're talking about.
Well, it is. It absolutely is.
Gasly would be very upset about this because it would be undead vote suppression.
It is undead vote suppression, but I'm okay with that because we don't need dead people voting. Some states make you vote, not in the U.S. You can't be compelled to vote in the U.S. You might be thinking of Australia. They're compelled to vote. Actually get fined if they don't. It's weird. They don't have to do anything. Have you heard about the dick votes they do?
Yeah, that's funny.
That's awesome. They just draw a big dick on their thing. I want to try that on my thing and see if it'll work. But then I know they'd kick me out if it didn't. They'd be like, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to vote anymore.
Yeah, we got the machines, so we can't do that anymore.
Well, we have the machine. I figured out a way I think I could do it, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Maybe
we have
to draw it with the boxes.
No, because it has the all of the candidates that where you fill it, because we have to fill in a box. And those are, well, it's actually an arrow. We have to fill in the middle of the arrow.
Oh.
But that's all over on one side. So if I did it in between those, I don't think the machine would even pick it up, and I could get away with drawing a big old dick on my thing. I think I'm going to do that this year. We'll see what happens.
Well, pro tip, don't take the time to shade it in. That's usually how you get caught. So just
is it illegal to draw to deface a ballot?
I don't know if you're defacing it though. They'd just be like, "That's my write-in."
Yeah,
that's freedom of expression, in my opinion. But I'm not a lawyer. I don't fucking know.
It's a cock. I don't care.
But as an enabler, I say do it.
Well, what I'm going to do, if I do that, I'm going to have to not vote for my wife. I'll have to find somebody else to vote for.
Vote for ball sack and penis.
No, I vote for real people. So I will vote for somebody real. I just don't want them coming back to my wife going, "Did you draw a penis on your?" And again, I don't know if it's illegal or not, so we'll see.
So vote for somebody who hates wife and then draw it.
That'll be cool.
He did
it. Write in Styx's name. Why would I do that? If I was going to write in somebody who says they're running, I'd say me. I've been doing it since I turned 35. I've been running since I was 35, Jack. I announced it on my Facebook when I turned 35. I'm like, guys, I am running for president. And I'd vote for me before Stretch there. Nothing against him. Nothing against him. That weird hippie. He's a weird hippie, man.
He is pretty weird. I find him very amusing, though.
Yeah, I mean, I can take him or leave him. Most of the time, like I said, I prefer his evil twin,
Razor Fist. Yeah, it's sort of like the episode of Star Trek where they went to the alternate universe and everybody had goatees.
Right. And the South Park that did a joke on that.
Yeah.
I also don't know what Razor Fist nipples look like, and that makes me happy.
Yeah, no shit.
Who the fuck wears a leather jacket with no shirt? Come on.
Yeah, it's not the 80s anymore, dude.
Nobody did that in the 80s.
I'm sure there were a few people.
You still wore a t-shirt with it.
Yeah, he likes to show off that little, like, I'm starting puberty chest hair thing that he's got going. I mean, I find him entertaining. I don't even know why, but like every now and then I'll watch his videos. But
I'm not insulting his content. I'm not.
No.
I'm saying you need to always have a shirt on and button the damn thing up. Nobody wants to see your nipples, man.
He's been better about that, though.
Nobody wears a leather jacket without a shirt. That looks.
Yeah, and Hey Camels nailed it. You know that jacket smells atrocious.
Oh God, yeah. It smells like hippie pit.
Yeah, and that's like patchouli and poo. Ugh.
Now I will say, I do occasionally wear a jacket without a shirt, but that's only like if it's I haven't done it in a long time, but winter out, I want to go get something from like McDonald's. I don't want to put a shirt on, I just throw my coat on real fast.
Yeah,
And
but your medical thing also makes it painful to wear a shirt. So
it really does.
you have a reason, not an excuse. There's a difference.
Well, this was, I guess, I don't know if I started this before or after all of this started, but yeah, if I have to go outside for any reason in the wintertime, I don't throw a shirt on. I just throw my jacket on.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it in the warmth of my house in front of a camera. Sticks, don't do that.
Yeah, it's weird.
But again, I don't hate his content. I'm going to throw that out there. I agree with many of his positions too. So, but if you want to vote for somebody who's not one of your actual candidates, vote for me, for fuck's sake. Vote for Ranting Monkey. I will leave you alone and cover people with cheese.
Cheese.
Hashtag cover people with cheese.
I don't know. I don't want to get constipated going down on some chick.
We can have laxatives as well.
Maybe bury that in their little treasure box there.
Yeah. Is that a laxative, or is that the man in the boat?
You'll find out in a few hours.
Lick and find out. Anyhow, wow, this took a weird turn.
Yeah, well, it usually does.
Well, it has to, because man, when I start off annoyed, I just got to get it out. But I do want to talk about that for a moment too, because I mentioned at the top of the show. It's not in me not to fight, Jack. I try. Like, I'm just gonna stay off Twitter for the day, and I'll do it for a day or so. And it's like, nope, I got shit to say. I saw something stupid. I need to comment on it. Even as much as we talk here, it's like, I saw something stupid. I got to comment on it. I can't help myself. I've been this way as long as I can remember, literally as long as I can remember. If I see something I think is wrong, I have to speak up. And it's not a good thing all the time, Jack.
No, but, so it makes you feel a little better sometimes.
Well, it is. I know for a fact it has hurt me in my working career. Because I just don't know when to shut up.
I know the feeling.
I've had several bosses go, like, look, if you would just shut up and go along to get along, you do well in the company. Like, I can't do it. I can't. When you guys say something exceptionally stupid, like the one day they sat us down to tell us the new inventory management system at Walmart. They're explaining it to us, and the fucking manager at the front of the room, because we're all like, God, this is gonna be so fucking stupid. So stupid. And by the way, they've ditched that system because it was so stupid. But he actually said to us, this is the same program they instituted at Kmart. And before I could even stop myself, I was like, was that before or after they went bankrupt?
It's a fair question.
Well, he didn't think. Frank, stop it. Like, all right. That was exactly Frank, stop it. But I feel like you're right. That is a fair question. If you're telling me we're going to change something that's supposed to help us, and you're doing something a company that went bankrupt after doing it did, maybe we should talk about that a little bit. But this was when they went through a whole bunch of stupid changes that it's because Walmart is far enough removed from Sam that it's not run by anybody that Sam put in there. So it's all run by people who learned how to run a business from a business school.
Yeah.
And I'm not dissing on business schools. Hi everyone else, and bye. Oh, see ya, Prospero.
Bye.
I'm not dissing because there's value there, but not all businesses are the same. They don't all go the same, You can't run a restaurant the same way you would run a office building. They're different. You have to, in an office building, usually, you have workers here 9 to 5, get the job done, they go home. Say you're running a restaurant, you need to schedule people for your busy times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't just go, hey, look, we made $40,000 this month, and in order to accomplish that, we have to have 40 servers. You get 10 a day, but we don't need 10 every day, and sometimes we need 12. Business school has its place, but it's not the same. Not all businesses are the same.
Yeah, and you have to know the business, and you have to have some practical experience there.
You have to care about it too, which is a big
Yeah.
problem that a lot of them don't. A lot of them, when you get to a certain level of what's the word I'm looking for here? Corporate highness. What's the word I'm looking for here?
Like positioning or
Positioning, yeah, corporate positioning. You're not necessarily there for innovation. You're there to not ruin the company, so you can go get a better job at even a bigger company. I mean, if you follow these guys, I mean, they start at this company and they do, their middle management, then their VP, and then their president, and then their CEO. They just move up, and it's a money mill that I wanted to be part of, Jack. I wanted to be part of it.
Well, there's good money in it, but constantly changing jobs every 2 or 3, maybe 5 years. How much do you really learn about where you're at? And does anyone care when you leave? There's no loyalty from the company to you, and to you to the company.
Yep, and that was part of it. That's part of what is ruining Walmart is there's no loyalty there.
I think that's happening to a lot of businesses.
Well, it is, and you'll find things like Costco right now is still run by the guy who built it. Chick-fil-A still run by the guy who built it. Those kind of things they tend to do better, especially in the short term, because you have all these people who are loyal to the guy who built it, and the guy who is loyal to them. But once the CEO of Chick-fil-A dies, and we move a decade beyond, you're going to see it's going to just be another fast food place. They'll be open on Sundays. They'll have gay chickens. Sorry.
Well,
no.
As much as I hate them being closed on Sunday, it's kind of brilliant, because then on Monday, their business is a lot better, because people that wanted it yesterday couldn't get it.
Well, we saw this with the rush to move Black Friday to where it's now Black Thursday.
Yeah, it's just Thanksgiving Day.
It is, and they just kept moving it earlier and earlier as every company tried to outdo the other one to be first.
Yep.
And what they ended up seeing was actually it hurt sales.
Yeah, because you're taking employees away from their families, and that pisses off normies.
Yep. So what you do is you just move it back to, say, even midnight. Just move back to midnight, and bam. I worked at a dining hall over 13 years. I never got my 4K plan.
Ooh.
Wow.
That sucks.
Did you have one started? Because if you did, you should. If you didn't get a plan set up, then I understand. But if you were putting money into it, they owe that to you. They can't keep that. Who monkeys? I don't monkey around.
The monkeys monkey around.
Maybe. That's what they said in their song.
Yeah.
I never wanted to own a company so big that I couldn't remember the name of my employees' spouses and kids. I wouldn't mind owning one bigger than that, because I mean that's how you provide security for everybody. I mean, a bigger company is theoretically a better place to has more solvency. I get what you're saying there, but like at my it wasn't the last job, the last dirty job I did when I worked at the machine shop, man. The guy who built that place, he knew all of us. He was a great guy. And then he let his kids take it over, and right now it's currently being run into the ground.
Yep.
But one of the problems is they never expanded. They only got as big as they had to get. So, just seeing Barbie is doing a set of Star Wars figures where she's dressed as Darth Vader, R2-D2, and other characters.
Yep.
Is this like Comic-Con thoughts?
Yes. It's also $100 each.
That's not bad for a special Barbie, actually.
Yeah, but it's a cash grab, and they know it.
Sure it is.
But it's part of their initiative to bring more girls in, which it's not going to do. You're just going to get a lot of fat nerds that buy it. and they're like, "Oh, I got the rare one," and they tuck it away in their closet for the next 20 years while they slowly eat themselves to death with Cheetos. At least that's how it went in my head.
And then all of those same people who saved those Barbies, those Barbies aren't worth anything more because everybody did it.
Yep. Because they mass produce everything now, there's very little actual rarity, and they've destroyed the idea of tracking them down. Which, that's fine if you want to kill the secondary market. You're not making any money off that. But you have to give people a reason to want to buy this stuff. And I mean, have you seen any trailers for Rise of Skywalker recently?
No.
No, it's coming out in December. We were talking about this on Comic Book Curation on Polydub's channel. There's no marketing at all for it. They released that teaser trailer, which was pretty mixed reviews, and you haven't seen shit for it since. And it's coming out on December 20th. I mean, that you're creeping up on time to really hit the advertising with that, but I think they're nervous about this one.
Randy Monkey, on the topic of speaking up, I'm sending you a huge DM asking if you'd speak up. Do you want me to read that and for us to discuss it? Because I did see it. But yeah, that's a big read that I'd have to actually do. Oh man, there's a little spider crawling. Get the hell off me. Lots of spiders in this room. And that's okay. I don't mind them, but this one was crawling on me and it tickled. I don't do well with tickles anymore, man.
No, it probably hurts.
Oh man, tonight I just had you've heard me talk about my random pains.
Yeah.
A random pain tonight that felt like somebody was cutting me from my ankle to my knee across my shin.
That's fucked up.
I was actually looking down, going, am I bleeding? And it lasted for like 2.5 hours. And then just went away. Like, yay. Thank you for that one, God. Funny joke. You got me.
That might be the other guy.
Could be. Well done, Satan. You got me. And I wasn't being, look, I'm not talking shit about God. Like I said, agnostic here. They could be there. And if they are there, sometimes they're dicks to me. That's all I'm saying. But again, I have it so much better than a lot of people. So I'm not complaining, really. I complain a little bit, Jack, to make myself feel better.
I know. That's okay. You should vent. It's healthy.
It is. And if you don't, man, it just eats you up. Who the hell has that random? It feels like somebody's cutting me for 2 hours.
I hope I never have that. That sounds horrible.
Like, what the fuck? How do you know Beto's lying? His lips are moving. Look, for the record, War Crimes, Beto didn't think any of that up. Everything said in there has been said by other people.
I don't think he's capable of formulating that complex of a thought.
He's not. He's X43 says that might just mean he's chewing dirt. You're not wrong, sadly.
It's like Mr. Ed. That's actually not even his voice. It's somebody else's.
No, Beto actually, didn't he go on a thing for a while where he said he had to figure out what he was going to be running for?
Yeah, that's weird. If you
didn't even know.
You shouldn't you have some kind of stance before you go running for office?
You would think that you were running for a reason. Biden has done the same thing, though. Biden is, we got to. He had a poll he ran on Twitter. Tell us what's important to you. Well, how about this, Joe? What's important to you?
How many people said stop sniffing hair?
Oh, this was before that all blew up. That's actually, a lot of people have our system backwards. They think he's there to do my bidding. Not really. That's not how we run our system. What happens is a couple of guys get up there, they tell you what they believe. You vote for the one closest to you and hope they do what you want them to. And if they don't, then you vote them out. And look, you can flood their office with calls and stuff. But frankly, do you really want somebody who's just governing by whatever is popular at that moment?
That's actually a pretty terrifying prospect, but
it's what everybody seems to think our government's supposed to be. I will call my congressman. All right.
well, I mean, they
And
should listen to their constituents and then be like, nah, that's dumb.
sure, listen to your constituents. See, that's the problem, Jack. You just said it. Listen to them. That doesn't mean you agree with them, that you're going to do what they said. And if you do have a problem, if they're not close enough to your values, vote them out.
Yeah, like sometimes you find out things that are, if enough people contact you, okay, these people are concerned about this. Let me look at it, see if this is a real issue and it's something I need to deal with, or if this is just a bunch of nonsense. Instead, it turns into you have to do what I want.
It's almost as if they make good on promises. Except it's not. If you're talking about somebody who ran on, say, being pro-choice, but then they get, or sorry, not pro-choice, pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment, but they get flooded with calls saying we need to get rid of the Second Amendment. They go, well, I guess we need to get rid of the Second Amendment. That's what our politics is now. Everybody think that's what's supposed to happen. If that was all that was supposed to happen, we just have votes on every fucking issue. We would just put everything up to a vote. There you go. Bam, mob rule. That's not how it works. You elect somebody who tells you what they believe. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Or what we're supposed to do.
Well, half the time they're lying to us anyway, so.
Sure. Look at this crop of Democrats. I mean, the leader of the pack, the front runner, if you will, had to ask people what's important. Joe, why don't you tell us what's important?
Sniffing hair's what's important.
Got to keep his hair.
That's
how he keeps his hair clean. Notice how thin it's got since he's had to stop sniffing people.
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, he's a hair vampire.
He has to be. There's no other explanation.
I think I've got it figured out. I'm a little worried because I'm not sad. I don't want to be sad.
I'm not sad.
He may be an immortal. I don't know. I'm not judging him for it. We all got our thing, but sniffing hair's weird.
Guys, this is a good time to remind you, Monkey in the Morning is brought to you by you. If you enjoy what you're seeing here, please consider supporting me or Jack through our Streamlabs. It's a nice way to show that you care. You can't see it, but I just smiled at you. Yeah, it's so. I don't even know what half these fuckers actually believe, to be honest with you. And that goes for, all over the place. And look, I don't expect politicians to know everything. Like, if a new issue pops up, and let's see, take net neutrality when that started popping up. That hadn't been an issue before. So it pops up and you ask your congressman, what do you think? And they're like, well, I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Well, here's some information I have. You're like, cool. And then they make up their idea. But like, if you look back at like gay marriage, that is one of the ones that is just like, wow. Like everybody did a 180 on it, which is fine. It's cool. Gays get married. That's awesome. But anybody who was against it, and then what do you think they did? Went home and prayed, and God said, let the gays marry. That's not how it happens. And again, I'm not bashing religion there. I'm just saying, if you take somebody who's, had a religious objection to gay marriage and then they change their mind, did they change God's? Did they find a new passage? Did somebody explain what they were reading to them in a different way? Or did they just go, this is the way the wind is blowing? Because I don't trust people who just go the way the wind is blowing. And neither should you. Preaching to the choir. Here's the problem. Yeah. I got to preach to the unconverted. But they don't listen. I
can send Sophane a link if you want.
No, the non-believers don't want to listen to me, man.
They don't want to listen to anyone that's a problem.
That's
People
true.
get too entrenched.
Speaking of too entrenched, did you see? I don't know if you were on the show when we talked about it tonight. Queer Kid Stuff and several other gay creators are suing YouTube.
I didn't realize Queer Kid Stuff was one of those.
Yeah.
I think I jumped in Lords of the Night about halfway through that conversation.
Yep. Queer Kid Stuff. The video that I saw at least was on Queer Kid Stuff channel, actually.
They know that's a waste of money, right?
Well, the weird thing is they never exactly say what they're suing for, what the legal premise is. They here's several different reasons they say they're suing. The blue-haired guy at the beginning of the video. Well,
Sorry.
No, they kind of all introduce themselves, and they don't even introduce themselves. They do that a little bit later. There's like a montage of them, and then they start talking about why they're suing. And little blue-haired guy says that he should feel safe, or no, that YouTube should be a safe space for him, and he doesn't feel safe.
Sorry, that's
motherfucker actually said this.
I missed this part. Okay, the world is not a safe place ever, and YouTube should be a safe space for you. Oh, the world has to bend to you. Oh, thank the Lord you're here to save us and deliver us. Shut the fuck up. Fucking people, man.
Did I miss a legal precedent that said YouTube had to make you feel safe?
I don't remember seeing that in the terms of service agreement.
Many of them mentioned that they're being silenced. I think it was the blue-haired guy who said that he didn't have people who talked like he does when he was young, and so he says things that he thinks young gay people would like to hear.
Well, so what? I mean, how's he being silenced? They bend over backwards for the gay community. And in a literal way, in the metaphorical sense.
One of the best parts, Jack, is when Lindsay from Queer Kid Stuff is actually doing her time. And she says that YouTube isn't doing for them, even though YouTube was built on the back of gay creators.
I don't know what that means.
Well, there's this nonsense that came out around the Carlos Maza bullshit that the only reason YouTube is apparently at all successful is because of gay people.
I highly doubt that, since they're maybe 10% of the population?
Not even.
So how is that even possible? I mean, just statistically, that doesn't make any sense. Plus, we all know that.
Fact.
Yeah, Scribe was right when he said it was made off of kitten videos and people doing dumb shit.
It was. Even Shane Dawson, who's probably one of the bigger creators right now, and has definitely had some of the biggest videos in the last, say, year. He didn't get famous for being gay. He didn't come out as gay until he had to find a way to apologize for his blackface videos. People forget he did those. Yeah.
He threw out the gay card.
Yeah, that's I'm gay. Like, all right, whatever. It wasn't built on him being gay. I mean, if he started his channel as, hey, I'm a gay guy, he wouldn't have likely got anywhere. Yes, not even 10% of the population can carry the weight of an entire website, especially one like this. And you're talking, even if every gay person on the planet watched YouTube nonstop, it wouldn't count for the views that happen on YouTube.
The only way that would happen is if every cute fuzzy animal pictured in a YouTube video was gay.
Yes, then maybe.
Yeah. I find that disingenuousness really irritating because they know they're lying.
Yeah. Well, they
Either
don't.
that or they're complete fucking idiots.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And Susan Wojcicki kind of let that lie happen and didn't correct it when the whole Carlos Maza thing happened, which, by the way, he basically got fired.
Yeah.
He that became the thing. Look, you guys aren't protecting us, even though we made this site. Like, you didn't make this site.
Oh,
It's not saying you aren't welcome here. It's not saying that you don't have a platform here, but stop pretending like you're the guys who built the fucker. Interesting article I sent to MIT AM, 10 questions you always wanted to ask a professional gay orgy organizer. There are no questions I want to ask any orgy organizer. Gay, straight, whatever. Trans, nothing. I'm not into the orgy thing. Hey, you do you. But I'll look at it, Shio. You know, I don't know if you asked or answered me earlier, Shio. I didn't see. But did you want me to read that on screen? Let's see. Over here on the Streamlabs. Thank you so much, War Crimes, who says, it's not much, but here's a little something to go towards the Monkey in the Morning Coffee Fund. Also, a little meme of Chris Cuomo I made yesterday. I'll have to check that out. It looks like Chris had Imgur removed. Imgur? Is that how you say it? Imager?
I think so.
Remove the CNN tag I had attached, that I had attached to it. Let me see what it is.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so tired of people claiming credit for other people's work.
Let's see. Well, look, it's check it out, Jack. It's on the screen right now.
I like that.
That's nice.
That's
well
awesome.
done, sir. And I'll throw the link in the chat for people if they want to grab that. I have no problem with them arguing, hey, they're shutting us down. They don't want to hear about our free speech is being violated, blah, blah, blah. Okay, knock yourselves out. You're going to have a hard time proving that. You're going to have a hard time proving that YouTube doesn't cater to you. That when they do you remember back when they started putting many of us behind the restricted wall because of their the restricted content site?
Yeah.
For the kids version of it. It's not the kids version, but the I forget what it was called. But there was a way you could restrict bad content.
Yeah, they were throwing it in like an adults only.
Well, yeah, and like a whole bunch, even Phil DeFranco. I think Phil DeFranco only had 2 videos that survived it.
Yeah.
And so they went through and they revised a whole bunch of it. But one of the things they did at that point was, gays, they were allowed to do whatever they wanted. I mean, you had people doing videos about how it felt to have different things up their ass. This is a guy who got mad because he ended up behind that wall because he talked about what it feels like to fuck his boyfriend.
That's weird.
I didn't have a look. There was stuff that I obviously deserved to be behind a wall for. Thank you, Havoc. Carlos blocked me when I asked him why he got mad. He got fired after trying to get Crowder fired and supposedly Tucker Carlson didn't like karma, I guess. We'll talk about Carlos here just a second. And Connor Johnson, thank you so much. Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who just turned 65. Oh, wow.
Wow.
My favorite book in the Seuss series, it's not actually written by him. It's still Hands, Fingers, Thumb. Hands, Fingers, Thumb. It was always my favorite when I was little. Maybe it's because of all the monkeys. I don't know. But it was one I used to like reading to Little Butt too. She really liked that book. Yeah, so they don't go into much detail in the articles, but Carlos Maza used to work for Vox. Still does technically, I think. They're working out his severance package is the rumor. But he went after Crowder and Vox was like, we got your back. And then he tried to turn it and go after Tucker Carlson. They're like, calm down, ho.
Bit off a little more than he could chew.
Yeah. The problem being there is that Tucker works for Fox News. And not that Vox has any problem with Fox News, but we know beyond a reasonable doubt that the the networks get special treatment.
Yeah.
They can do things we can't and still get monetized. They can do things we can't and still get in the algorithm.
Yeah, I mean they're favored very heavily.
Very heavily.
Vox is a pretty small company compared to something like Fox.
Sure.
They could bury them in legal paperwork. They don't actually even have to win a lawsuit. They just have to drag one out so that they're bleeding money. Vox isn't in that good a financial state from what I understood.
Well, there's an even bigger problem. And that is that Vox is part of NBC. They're owned by NBC. And if you start taking down Tucker Carlson because he said something you didn't like, then all of NBC's hosts are fair game.
Yeah.
And Vox ain't going to be part of that.
No, you don't want to piss off your corporate overlords. I mean, they'll spin you off into nothingness the way Tumblr just got. Did you hear about that?
No.
Oh, Tumblr got bought by like WordPress.
Oh, wow.
I'll find the article. I heard about this the other day, and I was like, "That I didn't even know Tumblr was for sale."
Neither did I. I'm not surprised. I mean, after they took the porn off of it, even though didn't they allow porn back?
I don't think so.
I can't remember if they did or not, but when they did that, a whole bunch of people were like, fuck this. I only come to this site to see titties. I can see titties anywhere. Let me go look at other titties. And that's what happened. A lot of them were like, fuck this place.
Right?
Because seriously, boobs are everywhere. Literally everywhere.
Yeah, according to Forbes. Oh, damn autoplay thing. Hold on, let me figure out how to mute this. Okay. According to Forbes, Tumblr was sold for less than $3 million.
Ouch. Pete says they were bought for just over $1 billion, so I'm guessing that was a little while ago.
Yeah, that's when they got sold the first time, I think.
And there was a great investment. Oh man.
Yeah, the guy from Axios, who's he's the business editor, I guess, over there. He said story's been updated. Price was less than $3 million.
God damn.
I'll put the Forbes article in there for you. And here's the Axios original.
Sad Boy said, I thought Tumblr was supposed to be for hentai and Fuda arts. Well,
that's DeviantArt, I think.
Well, that's part of it. But you also have to remember that a lot of that had to go away with the porn stuff.
Yeah, that's a hell of a loss, though. From you paid $1 billion and you sell it for less than $3 million. Pete just said that in the chat. That's insane.
The network was acquired from Yahoo for $1.1 billion in 2013 before moving under Verizon's umbrella through the carrier's acquisition of Yahoo in 2017. Wow. That's an ass whipping in the trade market, man.
Right?
God damn. That's not even 3% of what they paid. Not even 3%. Jesus. But it's Tumblr, man. Fuck them.
Yeah, it's hard to feel bad for somebody that's that scummy. Oh, you got to chat there.
Tumblr brought us some of the worst things on the internet, to be honest with you. Yeah. Thank you, Terry Diamandis. How do you become a millionaire? Be a billionaire and buy Tumblr. Indeed.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a hell of a loss, man. Somebody needs fired. Whoever made that deal was probably fired a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being honest. It's a shame Pornhub didn't buy Tumblr. Even Pornhub has standards, I guess, right? Faith says like 76 genders. Yes, that is something Tumblr brought us.
Yeah. Oh, Tumblr's such a disaster for humanity.
It is.
So whatever the WordPress guy's buying it for, probably some assets or something like that. They're going to strip it down. It's probably defunct at this point. They didn't buy it for its reputation or its name. That's for sure.
Well, it did say in there that they have over 450 million blogs. they might be trying to use it to actually increase WordPress's usage.
That's what I'm thinking. Is they're using they don't want the name or the reputation. They want the assets that are embedded in there. They could just convert it all to WordPress under their banner, rather.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Michael, who says, did y'all hear about the iFunny guy who was arrested for threatening federal officers? I did not.
No, but that doesn't sound like he's very funny.
Ebony says, chat and panel, what's worse, Tumblr or Reddit? Tumblr.
Yeah, I'd say Tumblr. There's some pretty dumb shit on Reddit, but I don't really use either one. So I don't know. Reddit seems a little more difficult to navigate, but it's a lot less annoying.
Reddit's just a really ugly version of old school forums, man.
Yeah, that's what I got out of it. Whereas Tumblr is like where weird attention-seeking children go for people to feel sorry for them.
So sorry, guys. I'm yawning. I told you guys I was tired. Whew, man, I'm doing my best here. Tumblr just dug old-ass obscure sociology theory and lectures and made the gender foundation from that. If you haven't noticed, sociology is the big career trend right now. I know people hate sociology, but I put it there. I think sociology and psychology are pretty much in the same boat right now. Both of them are far too used for. I think both have merit. Both have good they could bring society. Unfortunately, they're used by people who have agendas.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys might miss it, but a whole lot of what we're hearing from it was the American Psychological Association that came out and told us, it was the APA that came out and told us that men are toxic. Remember that?
Yeah, they've both been infiltrated heavily by the social justice community, and they took any goodwill that people had for those fields, and they're slowly destroying it. Sociology, especially, is really heavily infected with social justice these days.
Well, pop psychology always has been.
Yeah,
we need to make a distinction here. There is really good psychology out there that people desperately need. And then there's assholes who write books who want to tell you how bad men are, how bad, how racist everybody is. I mean, this shit, it's been this way for a long time. It's people. This is what I always thought growing up, because the not spanking thing came from psychology.
Yeah.
And I always like, this is somebody who was spanked as a child, who grew up, and they're like, I don't want spanking anymore. I'm going to prove it bad. And that's what a lot. And again, I'm talking about pop psychology, I know people who have benefited greatly and probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for psychology. And I'm very thankful for the doctors involved there. Pop psychology is the problem. And it's been one for a long time. So every time I see, people, sociology sucks. Sociology, there's merit there as well. It's just becoming what psychology. We have pop sociology now.
Yeah, the thing is that with sociology, you got to look at the references, sample sizes, that sort of thing. With psychology, if you don't like your shrink, get a different one.
Yeah.
If you don't trust them or you're not comfortable, get a different one. I don't trust shrinks because I dated more than one, which is a bad mistake, because they never stop analyzing you in every respect, ever. And so I'm biased in that front, but I understand that it does help a lot of people. And it's very frustrating to see people with agendas going into these fields.
Yeah.
And you're ruining people's lives doing that. Social agenda does not need to be in a field like that. You shouldn't abuse your power like that.
No, and too many people go into it. It's amazing how many of them go into it with that same mindset. The journal, I'm going to change the world. Bitch, you haven't even started to learn what you need to know. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
I think this is a horrible thing. Is it? Because you need to sit down and learn before you start fucking talking. Because you're giving psychologists a bad name. And frankly, there needs to be some separation there. Because calling them psychologists isn't even, it's not fair to good doctors. It's, I mean, Jesus, they're the snake oil salesman compared to an actual physician. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hey, they got that degree and they wrote a book and they're on Oprah. Anyway, I fucking hate it, man. I watched a lot of our society get ruined by that shit.
Yeah, and then you've got like the psychiatrists that overprescribe or prescribe medications because they don't understand that boys are hyperactive. Like ADHD meds are vastly overprescribed. Instead of teaching kids how to deal with problems or teaching people how to deal with like anxiety and things like that, they just throw meds at you. That's not always the solution. Sometimes it's better to learn how to cope. If you don't have coping mechanisms, it doesn't do you any good because sometimes those medications are not good for you and can have side effects.
A friend of mine went through a horrible divorce that fucked him up bad. And he actually put himself in the hospital. He went to the ER one day and goes, I'm going to hurt myself. And I'm like, what? And so they, put him in the little rooms and looked at him through a window. So that's just my favorite description of psychology. He went through there and they gave him a little pill to take the edge off and got him with a good therapist, a really good therapist.
Good.
And he was only on the pills for two weeks, maybe. It was just to get him through that and to get him started talking with her. And now, I mean, he doesn't use any of that shit. He doesn't go to therapy anymore. He doesn't use that. There are times it's necessary. Are you saying Oprah is responsible for the fall of Western civilization? You know what, BG? Not to go all Al Bundy here. Yes, I am. I blame Oprah for a lot of problems in this country. A lot of fucking problems. She ruined families. I'm sorry, y'all. I am so sorry to say that out loud, and some of you are going to disagree with what I'm about to say. But she's the one that made it so that if there was any infidelity in a relationship, you had to get rid of them. Get rid of that zero. Get yourself a hero. Bullshit.
Yep.
And there's a lot of families that, what they needed to do was work through it instead.
Yeah.
And instead, you end up with broken homes and kids who got all fucked up because mom couldn't get over it or dad couldn't get over it. And look, I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying cheating's good. I'm saying don't do it. But if it happens, is it worth throwing everything away because some fat cunt on the TV told you to? Because she's the one that made that a thing.
Well, we're not saying that Oprah's the cause of it, but we're not saying it either.
No, fuck that. I'm saying Oprah's the cause of it.
Yeah, she is. Fuck that bitch.
No,
I agree.
Go ahead.
She's one of the worst kinds of pop psychology types. Like, she brought us Dr. Phil, which, say what you will. But she put all these ideas out there about what people should expect and how they're princesses and all this bullshit. Yeah. She put a lot of fucked up ideas in women's head, and we're still suffering the repercussions of it.
We are. And look, there's a lot that Dr. Phil says that I agree with, but there's a lot of it that's absolute shit.
Yeah, because he's not a real shrink.
There was one time he had a dude up on that stage and accused him of cheating because he looked at porn.
Yeah.
That's what Oprah brought us, y'all. Cheating because you looked at porn.
Yeah. It's one thing to give advice. It's another thing to kind of portray yourself as an expert. And neither of them are experts in really anything.
Jeremy said, but Jerry Springer helped a lot more. Look, Jerry was just a trash fire. That's what he did, and it was fine. You had people like Ricky Lake who were more like that too. I mean, Ricky wanted to be Oprah so bad.
Oh yeah.
Poor Ricky.
Well, she got fat like Oprah, so
She did, and she never came back down from it though.
yeah. And Jenny Jones got that one dude killed.
She did. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And if you want to go further back, I mean, you can blame Phil Donahue for a lot of this actually, because he's the one that made this platform popular.
Yeah, he also was one of the ones that kind of portrayed himself as like some sort of guru, where I know lots of things. No, you're just some fucking schmuck that talks to people. Anybody can do that job.
And so, in all seriousness, yeah, I blame that fat cunt for a whole bunch of shit. Oh, good morning, Andre. Sally Jesse Raphael, he had Montel, Geraldo, with the KKK. Remember when he got his nose broke?
Yeah, fucking idiot. I'll never forgive him for Al Capone's vault, ever. He owes me that time back.
Dangerous Spaces says if you're looking at porn, it could be a sign of relationship issues. Calling it cheating is weird, though.
It depends how much you're looking at it, I suppose. Or if you'd rather watch porn than fuck your girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah, but even then, I don't think the looking at porn is the issue.
No, there's an underlying issue. It's just a warning sign, maybe.
Well, I know somebody who's they were married to a guy who preferred porn over them.
Yeah,
it actually destroyed her whole confidence and stuff, and she got remarried. And she contacted me one night. She goes, Frank, I don't know how to get over this. I'm like, get over what? She goes, he's looking at porn. He told me he wouldn't do it. I'm like, okay, well, did you ask him not to, or did he say he doesn't? She goes, I asked him not to. I'm like, but he'd already been doing it. Yeah. So you wanted him to change? Well, yeah. Why? Well, because my ex-husband was that way. I'm like, is he your ex-husband? No.
Well,
I don't see the problem here.
Sorry, I don't understand what you're asking me. Why are you calling me?
Yeah, and I get it. You know, it can break people, but there's different situations. Yeah, I mean, some dude who would rather look at porn than be with his woman is fucking weird. I've never understood that. If you'd rather look at porn than have sex, I don't know how to relate to you. I just don't. But not all things are equal. Geraldo was identifying U.S. Army positions in Iraq in his broadcast. They ordered him out because he was about to meet with an accident.
Yeah, it's because he's an idiot and he's kind of a piece of shit. So,
Geraldo's a big piece of shit, man.
Yeah, never trusted the guy, but yeah, I don't know. I've seen lots of things break up relationships, and they all seem kind of petty.
Yeah,
like it's a communication and trust issue more often than not. Like if you're not sure about something, talk to your partner about it. It doesn't seem that hard to me. Of course, I'm not married, so take that advice for what it's worth. But man, people just get all bent out of shape about dumb shit.
Brick on a String says wanking all day lowers drive. That never was my experience.
Well, you need a little break in between. You get some electrolytes in you.
Fuck that, man. Get beat off and Lady Mike go, you ready to go? Hell yeah. Let's do it. I was also told that by a couple that their sex drive had died down. They were in their mid-30s and like, when you're our age, it'll die down too. I'm like, I don't think so.
Nope.
I don't think so. And you know what? It didn't. It didn't. By the way, they're divorced now, and we're not.
Yeah.
And I'm in my mid-40s, so.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a you thing.
Yeah. Maybe it's because you're bored with each other, or you're just having boring missionary sex.
I ain't gonna lie, man. If Lady Monkey came in, I would leave this broadcast mid-sentence to go bang her.
Well, yeah, that's
I like having sex with my wife.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
I know people like, oh, it wanes. I'm like, why? Did her pussy blowout or something? What happened to it? That's like my favorite feeling in the world. Jack, your problem was never not being truthful with your partner. More likely it was being too truthful. With Jack, that's probably true.
No, I've never had that be a problem because they know I make it very clear up front what kind of person I am. If you ask me a question, I'm going to give you an answer. You're not going to like the answer half the time, but that's probably why I'm not married. So I don't humor the goofy fishing for compliments crap. Like, does this make me look fat? Yeah, it makes you look fat. Sorry, I have standards, and so should you.
Well, I don't lie to people. Lady Monkey, when I tell her she looks nice, are you sure? Well, you're just telling me that because I'm married. Like, I have told you when you look bad before. When she's come in with something like, oh, no, you need to change that or that. One of those isn't going together. But she still doesn't believe me when I tell her she looks good because apparently I'm only honest when I'm mean. Gulf City Mephistopheles says no porn is just a great starter, like an appetizer. I'm not sure how you mean no porn, but I do want to talk about this for a minute. I want to talk about this. Ladies, I want you to listen to me. I don't know how many of the 152 people watching now are women. Men watch porn. All of us. Don't sit there and tell me, no, I never watch. Bullshit.
Oh, I think you misread that. No,
What?
comma, porn is just the appetizer.
Oh, okay. Is that what it was? There a comma there and I missed it?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, he forgot the comma, but that's what he's trying to say, I think.
That makes sense. But I do need to all guys look at porn.
Well, yeah. We
like it. We like seeing naked people do naked things.
Yeah.
And when you insist to a guy that he doesn't look at porn, what you're doing is saying, lie to me. Lie to me. There's a great scene in Friends. I know not everybody's a Friends junkie like I am, but Chandler and Joey end up with free porn. And Rachel says to him, do you know who doesn't even like porn? My new boyfriend. And they're like, yes, he does. I'm like, no, he doesn't find it interesting at all. He goes, did he also tell you that he only, when he sees it, he laughs at it because it's so funny? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, he likes porn. And that's true. It's something guys do. We lie to you because you make us. Don't make us lie to you and you won't have a problem.
Yeah. Don't ask questions you're not going to like the answer to.
Yeah. Or
that's all there is.
Accept us for who we are.
Yeah. I've never met a dude, straight or gay, that didn't like porn that wasn't completely weird. I've met a few guys that didn't like porn. They're weird. They're really, really weird.
I don't believe it. I've had people tell me that. Like, no, I don't believe you. Sorry.
No, they're the people that get off on weird shit like serial killer type stuff. Yeah. That's the type of people that don't like porn. There's something wrong upstairs with them.
Every time I've ever heard of some guy, no, like he's a pastor. No, I'm sorry, he's jacking it. You're not looking, he's jacking it.
Yeah, I had to help my pastor one time fix a computer years ago, and I found his porn on there. At the church on his computer. And I was like, oh, that's badass. Right in Jesus' house. Good job.
Poppy says, please tell me y'all don't believe women don't watch porn. I believe some women don't watch porn.
Yeah, they're the ones that lay there like a sack of wheat.
Yeah, there's some who've been taught to be, what's the word? Prudish.
Yeah.
That's just been born into them. If a girl doesn't want a guy looking at porn, then they need to be constantly naked and initiating sex. Unfortunately, girls don't have that kind of sex drive. Well, it's not just that. I mean, sometimes, okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've had sex and then went and watched and looked at porn and beat it, even though I had great sex. But sometimes you get bored. You want something different. I mean, especially if you're in a long-term committed relationship, you're with one chick for the rest of your life kind of thing. Sometimes you want to look at other stuff. Like, yes, I love this ham sandwich I eat all the time, but sometimes I want to look at a roast beef. No, ladies, don't make your men lie to you. Don't make your men lie to you.
Just accept it and move on with your day. Watch it together.
Yeah, and for God's sake, said this before. One of my brother's wives, if cheating or watching porn is the same as cheating, she pulled a Dr. Phil on him.
Oh God.
And I was like, all right, do this. One day when she comes home, be watching porn. The next day, be banging one of her friends. See if she thinks it's the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I guarantee you she won't. She might even cry over the first one, be like, you cheated, it was so bad. You come home and she comes home and you're banging her friend. That's a whole different level of you cheated on me.
Yeah, like one of my buddies, he watched porn, but he also had a gambling problem and lost 50 grand in Vegas on one weekend.
Jesus.
So which one would you rather he be doing? Watching free porn on Pornhub or going to Vegas and gambling? I'm just saying, if you're going to be upset about something, pick your battles.
I'm just saying, don't listen to bullshit Oprah started. And again, yeah, I blame all this shit on Oprah.
Oh, hold on. This is good news. W.R. Costin, you're my new best friend. Lauren Chen's fiance / producer said in her most recent live stream that he's not into porn. He seems normal. How much do you think he's lying? He's totally lying because he's probably one of the gays and he's watching the gay porn and he was just being splitting hairs. So I'm going to go talk to Lauren and be like, look, I do watch porn. I'm a bad person. You should try and fix me.
He watches porn. He's lying his ass off.
Yeah, he's totally lying.
He's 20 something in the age of the internet.
Yeah. Sure, he's an annoying little manlet, but if he's lying about something like as minor as that to somebody he's supposed to be marrying, yeah, I'm sorry that the lies will get bigger from there.
Workcrime says I'm mostly porn. I'm guessing watch porn with my wife. Makes for some fun discussions, and she rather watch women on women. One, it seems to be normal for women to like lesbian porn. At least according to the to the best metrics we can get, which would be, Pornhub, people who actually sign in and who hopefully actually are women.
Yeah.
Whether or not they are. That is the most searched thing for women to look for is lesbian porn. They love it. They can't get enough of it. They're like me. They can't get enough vagina. I'm sorry, Nuts, and good morning, sweetheart. She said you were doing Monkey in the Morning tomorrow. You needed sleep. I trusted you. I corrected it, by the way. I made a correction. You can't be mad at me if I made a correction. And yes, I do need sleep. I absolutely need sleep. Nuts, when are you coming on my show, honey? One of these nights, we got to get you on here. She's shy. When I took a polygraph for my job, attractive female deputy asked if I watch porn. I have no doubt she'd have failed me if I said no, right? God, our society is so weird, man. We're still so puritanical.
Yeah.
And Jeremy says even gay men like lesbian porn because it's art. Let me rephrase that. Some of it's art.
Some of it's awesome too.
It is. And then some of it's like, ooh, shit.
Yeah, like, oh my God, what's happening here?
That's not what's supposed to happen.
If I was taking a polygraph, which I will never do unless I absolutely have to, because you can't trust those things. And some hot chick is asking me, do you watch porn? I'm like, yeah, I prefer Asian porn, but sometimes I really like to go for the redheads. And it depends. Are we talking like lesbians or are we talking solo play? What? I need more specifics of what you want to know here.
She's like, I just need a yes or no, sir.
Yeah, I'll totally make her uncomfortable because I have very little tact or shame.
Well, see, I'm not ashamed of it either. That's like talking about masturbation. I've never been ashamed of it. I don't like come out and go, guess what I just did? But if people are like, do you masturbate? Like, yeah. Especially when I was younger. And I don't do it as much anymore. I have problems these days,
Yeah.
Random pains that make it kind of fucked up. But with that, like when I was younger, like, do you masturbate? Huh? Like, yeah. Don't you? I'm not ashamed of things that I do. Like, Yes, like, do you pee? Like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Like every other human on the planet.
It's like somebody giving you a hard time for buying toilet paper. Like, yeah, I wipe my ass. What do you use, weirdo?
Right.
What do you get? Collect leaves out in your yard? I don't understand what the issue is here.
Pete says, I invited her first. I'll fight you, monkey. Oh, wait, I don't have a show. Damn it, you win. I've actually, I invited Nuts on the show way back when we were doing 7 Days to Die streams. It's like, come on, learn to play with us. And she wouldn't do it. Kathy says, I randomly come on to Monkey in the Morning and they're talking about porn. It's nice to know you guys are staying on brand with the random. Oh, look, Kathy, sweetie, if you like random, you are in the right place.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you too, Kathy.
Indeed, it's nice to see you.
We like to do consistent.
You were just talking about, buying the toilet paper thing. Jeff Foxworthy used to tell a joke about buying tampons or feminine hygiene products. And, people are ashamed of me. He's like, not me. I walk around like, I got a woman. I've never been ashamed of buying that kind of stuff. Like, if Lady Monkey, will you pick this up? Yeah, I don't care. Like, it's like, do you think I'm using it? Is that why I should be ashamed of it? Now, the one thing I will tell you, I don't know if I could ever buy is like hemorrhoid cream. I could probably do it, but thinking about it beforehand, I'm like, I don't know if I could do that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I could, look at the cashier straight in the face and be like, yeah, my ass hurts right now.
Yeah, I got the roids. What do you look at? You want to see pictures of my piles? Come on, bitch. What do you want? What are you looking at?
Let me turn around. You can see it through my pants. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, I usually have a look of I don't give a fuck. So nobody ever asks me questions like that. I'll let them judge me later. I like to buy weird shit together, though. Like, if you're going to get some Preparation H, buy a box of condoms, too.
Yeah, there you go.
Throw them off. They'll be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And like a newspaper.
I actually have a story about that. There was a really gross couple at Walmart. Not the gross couple you guys have heard me talking about before, but a different gross couple. The woman kind of looked like a plastic squeeze doll that somebody squeezed too much so her eyes were about to pop out. And he was just this lanky, tall, greasy motherfucker. But one day, I worked in HBA and I had a friend who worked in the pharmacy. And she comes over, she goes, you're not going to believe this. I'm like, oh God, how bad? She goes, oh, it's bad. Okay. She goes, that new, it was right as the warming gel was coming out from, was it Trojan who made it?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I forget who made it first, but yeah, one of them came out with it first. And I was like,
that shit's great, by the way.
It's weird. I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
The his and her tubes.
Yeah.
That stuff's fucking awesome.
Well, this couple, the girl was in talking to my friend and explaining to her that they tried the warming gel for anal sex.
Oh, why?
Whoa. And she had horrible hemorrhoids.
Oh, Jesus.
Who does that?
Nobody does that. Nobody with a brain. Okay. Tip here. If you're going to slam your girl in the ass, go to Kroger. They make personal lubricant. It's like $2 for a giant tube. It's generic, no fragrance, no heating, nothing like that. It's just whatever your local store is will have it. You can buy this shit in gallon size. It works great. You don't use fucking KY heat or the Trojan warming. No, what is wrong with you people?
There's so many things wrong with that story. First, yeah, you're using warming gel to ass fuck. Kathy, how do you like being here now? Sorry. Anyway, the other one, who's like, look, sweetie, I know you got hemorrhoids right now, but I really need to fuck you in the ass.
There are women that prefer it that way. I dated a girl that was real into that, but
okay.
But yeah, you don't do that when you got the roids, man. That's a recipe for disaster.
Look, here's another monkey tip for you folks out there. No matter what hole you're going into, if there's weird bumps on it, don't.
Yeah.
Any weird bumps, I don't care what don't. It's just, it's not going to end well for anyone involved. Miles says, wouldn't that rupture it? I would think so. And you're using fucking warming gel on that stuff, yeah, I used to. Anytime new stuff come in, I'd try it out, and I'd come back and let Gina know how it worked. And she needed somebody, so they could give recommendations and stuff. And the one that I really hated, there was I think it was Trojan 2. They came out with a little vibrating cock ring, basically.
Oh yeah, those things are garbage.
It is. All it does is vibrate your nutsack.
Yeah, it feels like there's somebody like lightly flicking your balls while you're trying to bang.
It's like, okay, one, if you wanted the vibration to do anything good, it should have been on the upside, and it probably should have stuck up some so there'd be clitoral stimulation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it's turned down towards your balls and just no.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like my phone is on vibrate behind onto my taint. No, that's weird.
Yeah, Far says vibrating cock ring. Yeah, it's a thing. And there's people who buy it now. Like, so great. You're a liar. You just feel bad about spending $5 on something stupid.
Yeah.
But I tried it because if it's bumpy, avoid the rumpy pumpy. If anything is bumpy, dangerous, anything. If her mouth is bumpy and it's not normally, first of all, if it's normally bumpy, you should avoid it too.
Yeah.
But if it's suddenly bumpy, don't put your dick in it. That seems like a pretty easy thing that I shouldn't have to tell people. If it's suddenly bumpy, stay out.
Yeah, because it's a sign of several problems.
That's not a pleasant thought feeling. If you're talking, nothing we've talked about recently, Jacob, is a pleasant thought feeling. The bullet is supposed to go towards the clit, not the taint. Well, these things, Lee, they're actually made. I put it on the way it says to do it. There's a little, it's just this tiny little buzzer, and it goes on the bottom. That's where it's supposed to go, because theoretically it's supposed to vibrate your cock. See,
theoretically,
but it doesn't. Maybe if you had a tiny little cock, but mine's meaty, y'all. Anyway,
they've got some newer ones that have like a clit nub thing on the top, but I don't think that's going to work real well.
That would make, at least then there would be a reason for it. I don't understand why you'd want to vibrate your nutsack. I just don't.
No, it's weird.
Your nutsack is kind of sensitive.
Yeah, a little bit.
And going, it's not a smart idea. It's just not. We're talking about vibrating nutsacks. I love this show, man.
We go in some weird directions. I don't know why you have me on every time. Like every time I get the invite, I'm like, oh, he forgot about last time. Awesome.
No. See, that's not what it is. It's because you don't stop me. You are an enabler. You've said that many times, and I need that sometimes.
I'm a bad person.
Because a lot of people are like, Monkey, you can't. I'm like, but Jack would let me.
Yeah, probably. There's a 99% chance that I will let you go as far as you want. Well, and probably just feed into it.
Were you there for the Ethiopian cheese people?
I don't think so.
Oh, you must have just missed that part. I made the comment that cheese makes everything better. So even if you poured it on people, think how much better starving Africans would be if they were covered in cheese.
I think Ethiopian cheese people would make an awesome metal band, though.
I think the flies would be happier.
Well, they could eat the flies then, couldn't they?
They'd be fat flies too, because they'd be full of cheese.
Yeah.
Ebony says, "What the actual hell?" Mustafa says, "I'm sorry. The what? Don't just let it happen." We can go back to vibrating nutsacks if you want. I do want to remind people. We were told about this. Sorry, guys. This is where you get the plug. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time, over on Minions of the Zoo, they are celebrating their anniversary. They've been there. I think is it 2 years? Somebody help me out here. A year or two? I know it's more than a year. It's got to be more than a year.
It's got to be at least 2.
It's got to be 2 years. Yeah. This show is coming up on its 1 year anniversary in October, the beginning of October.
It's been that long already?
Yeah, believe it or not. And I still have a voice, man. Fuck.
I don't know how you do this many streams every day.
I have a lot of shit floating around in my head that I just have to get out. Yeah, Jacob says 2 years. Far says she thinks 2 years. So I'm guessing, yeah, it's 2 years.
And Hey Camel, just recognize that we solved the African hunger crisis.
Hey, Camel, we are problem solvers here.
I think we are really contributing a lot to society. Probably not anything good, but we do contribute to society.
And if you think that's a good idea, I'm not saying I'm going to make any kind of donations, but you can support my ideas by supporting me here on Streamlabs. Don't forget to support Jack. His is down below, but he'll throw it into chat here too.
And you can also support Monkey by buying a t-shirt or going over and giving a monthly donation on Patreon.
Indeed, you can.
Someday on Scribe when Monkey gets around to it.
Yeah, if I remember. I'm still supposed to make a coffee cup for the coffee. I said that word, coffee cup, for the t-shirt shop. I had one for a long time, but I must have got rid of it. It's not up there anymore, so I got to make a new one. Ethiopian people fondue. Well, we don't want to burn them, so we got to make sure it's just like a warm cheese.
Evolved Potato just got the notification.
Welcome, Evolved Potato.
Yeah, it's good to see you, man.
Boy, did you walk into a weird one. We talked about politics. Now we're talking about. Oh, you know what we haven't done? We have not checked out the hashtag, and I've been neglecting it lately. So we need to go over there. See what's going on. See if we got the beautiful ladies, because we usually do. Always wanted to out. Oh, this is the story that Shio sent in. We'll check that out in a minute. Told my gay friend that I can turn fruits into vegetables, and he said, "Prove it." So I pushed him off a balcony. That's not nice. It does remind me of that Crip Daddy joke, though. Wow. Do we have? Oh yeah, we do. No Life King is at it with some oof. Man, that's pretty. Oh my goodness. Wow. She looks like she's got some eating issues. She needs to eat a little bit more, so she got some weird skin that they didn't touch up with Photoshop, but she is pretty and naked. And I approve of both of those things. I'm just saying. Becca says, make a coffee cup and I'll buy it. I will do my best to remember. Nuts, yes. Nuts has been bugging me for that. Let me just screen cap that real quick. Which one are we talking about? I've been led to believe if someone is covered in cheese, you avoid them as well. Well, it depends. Is it nacho cheese? Are we talking about they haven't cleaned and we're using a cheese as a euphemism? Because, yeah, you don't want that kind of cheese on people. If you want that, just go to any trailer park. You'll find it. That's not saying all trailer park people are like that, but you know what I'm talking about. Whew. Dear goodness.
Oh my God. Did you see the headline from the Daily Wire?
I'm looking at naked people. What's the headline from the Daily Wire?
Rebecca threw it in the MIT AM. Apparently, Epstein had multiple broken bones in his neck, which is common in homicide by strangulation.
Oh, where was that at?
Hold on.
There we go. Okay, I found it. Breaking. When was this?
This today. Like
this was hours ago.
Yeah, this was like literally 3 hours ago.
Epstein had multiple broken bones in neck, common in homicide by strangulation, expert says. And now there's a giant ad popping up on my screen. There we go. An autopsy of convicted pedophile and alleged sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein reportedly found that the wealthy financier had multiple broken bones in his neck, which deepens the speculation surrounding his death last Saturday. Among the bones broken in Epstein's neck was the hyoid bone, which in men is near the Adam's apple. Such breaks can occur in those who hang themselves, particularly if they are older, according to forensic experts and studies on the subject. But they are more common in victims of homicide by strangulation. Yeah, that's true. I know I watch a lot of procedural cop shows, and a broken hyoid bone. Fuck me. Hyoid bone. They're always like, oh, that's murder.
Yeah, because it's very rare in a hanging.
Yeah.
to break that. I mean, it's not impossible, obviously, but it's really uncommon.
And especially with the way they describe the hanging, that would be weird.
Yeah,
I'm not impossible.
But if somebody got in there and strangled him, when did you hear the guards were sleeping too?
Yeah, I also heard that they revised he hadn't been checked on for an hour to he hadn't been checked on for 3.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking convenient that both guards are asleep, like lied on their logs, and the camera was out, and now this hyoid's broken. Come on.
See, you know what? We don't even have to pretend that this has any bigger meaning. And what I mean by that is I'm not sad.
I'm not sad either. This is a totally believable story.
Okay, let's go through it again. let's go through the facts. He tries to kill himself, reportedly, at the end of July. A couple days later, for reasons we don't know, the prison psychologist said he doesn't need to be on suicide watch. However, even when they take somebody off suicide watch, prison policy is to have somebody else in the cell with them. They have to have a cellmate. I don't know how long they have to, but he was still within whatever time limit that was. However, his cellmate just happened to get transferred out.
Conveniently. And if you saw his cellmate, the dude was huge.
So his cellmate just happens to get transferred out, and they don't put somebody else in there. The day of the document drop, when all of this new information is coming out and with names and everything. Okay, so we're not done yet. Reportedly, the camera was not functioning because it was being updated. The guards who are supposed to check on him at least every half hour hadn't checked on him for 3. One of the guards wasn't actually even a prison guard. He was just somebody because they're so understaffed. He was like an administrator, like, okay, you're a guard tonight.
Yeah, he's a substitute.
That's smart. There are so many questions, and now broken hyoid. Look, I'm not even suggesting that there's like a larger conspiracy here. I'm suggesting that sometimes in prison, you can have somebody killed. And hell, for all I know, it's the chick who had that lawsuit going that gave us the document drop. Maybe somebody close to her is like, I will give you $100 to kill that motherfucker.
Yeah.
We know that kind of stuff can happen in prisons.
Well, Rebecca said in chat that there were reports that people heard him screaming.
Now, those I still haven't heard confirmed.
No, but I mean, would you be surprised at this point? And Ryan points us to a potential suspect. He said maybe somebody slipped the guards Quaaludes. And who do we know that's obsessed with that?
Indeed. You're not wrong.
This could be some roundabout way of getting to Jason Mimosa.
Kathy retweeted us. I probably should not be laughing, but I am. Come join us and tweeted out the show. Thank you for that. Hey, look, we're funny. We're here to entertain.
Yeah, don't take it any more seriously than that either.
Yeah, you're anyhow. 2 guards are now on administrative leave, and the warden has been reassigned pending the conclusion of the investigation. Yeah, he's reassigned to a prison in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, let's see if anybody mysteriously commits suicide over there.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You have these 3 people that it's basically being it's on their footstep or on their feet right now. We'll see if any of them like either suddenly move to the Caymans or get really sad.
Yeah, like I would be looking at those 2 guys that were supposed to be guarding him intensely. Do they have any relatives that were sick and needed money in a nursing home that their family couldn't pay the bill? It wouldn't just be them. Right. You check the finances of everyone around them.
Yeah. And there were a lot of people who had a reason to want to get rid of Epstein. A lot of them, including the British royal family.
Yeah, a lot of major global elites. I mean, you're talking like super wealthy actors and actresses, politicians, governors.
Well,
The list is endless. I mean, it's literally a who's who of the Bilderberg Group conspiracy at this point.
I'm just going to throw this out there, okay? Of the 4 people that we heard named in the document drops, one of them is a legal professional who, works in that field.
Yeah.
Maybe he had a client.
Yeah, connections, somebody that knows somebody that isn't going to get traced back, or that's, somebody, especially a lifer. You find a lifer whose family needs money,
Mm-hmm.
they'll do it. They don't care.
Yeah, what do they have to lose?
Yeah, especially if they're already at that facility and this guy's a pedo. Come on.
Right.
You'll get a discount rate for that.
And again, you know what? It is entirely possible he hung himself.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
It's entirely possible. I'm not sad.
Yeah, I'm not sad either. But I'm just saying, the guy's in his 60s, even his early 60s. He's in okay shape, but you find some dude in his 20s or 30s even, take this guy down in a second. Come on. Especially some prison inmate. It wouldn't be that difficult.
Yeah, and look, there's questions, and maybe he did it. Maybe he did. From the evidence that we've heard, there are way too many coincidences right now.
Yeah,
at the very least, Jack, what I said this evening, at the very least, it seems they made sure to give him time.
Oh yeah. If he did commit suicide, yeah, right. They allowed it to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I just find it very fishy. Their story is we were both asleep. Come on.
Yeah. The question is, will people still burn? Brick on a string, that's the weird thing going on right now. Because there's so many people focusing on the finding out what happened here. You have some people who have said, look, this is just making us go after those other people harder.
No, it's not.
But no, I think this goes away. I think it just goes away.
Yeah, there's too many powerful people involved. It's all just going to poof up in smoke. The people that are suing will get some kind of settlement money, and they'll sign non-disclosures, and it'll all just go away. Celebrities are real good at having their problems fixed. There are plenty of people that get involved to help them hide things, and there's way too many influential people here for them not to throw piles of money at making this go away and burning every fucking contact they have to make sure that any videotapes get destroyed. I mean, they've searched his island. Unless a dead body turns up, this is all going to evaporate, and all the evidence is just going to be mysteriously lost in some property room somewhere.
It's like, we don't know what happened to that. There's going to be a giant splash in the middle of the ocean that we never hear.
Exactly. I mean, the East River is going to have some new VHS tapes included in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. It's all going to go away, and these elites are never going to be punished because they don't have to be now, because their key witness is gone, and without his testimony, it's all gone.
Up here says Epstein was double jointed and put himself in a chokehold. Yeah.
And then he shot himself twice in the head.
Twice in the back of the head, yeah.
No wonder the medical report didn't get released right away.
Man, yeah, I'm sorry. There's just usually with this kind of thing, you get more answers as it goes on. And we've just gotten more questions. Like, why in the fuck did nobody check on him for 3 hours? We were asleep. Kiss my ass.
No, it's going to be like the Las Vegas thing, the shooting out there. We're never going to find out what happened. They're going to bury it so deep, and nobody will look into it. And the few people who do will meet with brake failure or something.
Isn't that weird that the Las Vegas shooter, they're just like, we don't know. Like, you didn't find anything to tell you why? Nothing?
Yeah, I'm not buying that for a fucking second. But nobody's looking into it.
And nobody plans like that without leaving any fucking clue.
No, it doesn't make any sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it's probably something weird going on.
Yeah.
So,
I
but
mean,
you know, people that ask a lot of questions tend to get disappeared. So,
that's right. That's why I need to be much more popular than I am, so I can ask questions on the YouTubes here without being disappeared.
yeah.
If Smollett can get away with it, then billionaires and royals have no worries at all. Well, the Smollett thing was, he got away with it with just pure nepotism. The DA there,
Yeah,
and
but
he's might not be getting away with it because they're still looking into him and going to be pushing that again.
that's only because it was so blatant.
Yeah.
And I think he will get away with it because what they'll do is they'll give him immunity to testify against the bitch that got him off the hook. He's been loose for how long? I kind of agree with the sentiment here that on principle, he got away with it, and he's a fucking third string actor on a crappy TV show. A multi-billionaire celebrity or politician's got way more strings to pull.
You're missing the important part there, man. He's a gay actor on the TV show.
Well, there's that too.
Because he came out and played the gay card immediately.
Yeah.
I'm a gay actor that got beat up by my friends that I paid.
I came out hard against 45. That's weird.
Right?
I don't know, man.
Ranty Monkey, people who did stuff for leftist reasons tend to be ignored. Could that be why we don't hear about Las Vegas? I got to be honest with you. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
Because if you look at what was targeted there, they targeted a country music festival. You don't tend to see a lot of diehard liberals there.
No. But, you know, there's so much of this cover-up shit that's just blatant. I don't know why people put up with it.
I think they just get overwhelmed with other bullshit, man. Okay. And I'm not hoping for this to happen, and it's something that Sinatra said he bet would happen. If there was a mass shooting within the next week, we would never hear Jeffrey Epstein's name again.
Yep.
Those of us who follow the news, we might catch, a blurb on a back page somewhere, but he'd disappear from the news unless they found. Somebody said that his island, somebody in chat, I forget who it was, I apologize, but his island was set up with all kinds of cameras and they have all kinds of video of it now.
Tell you that shit goes right in a dumpster somewhere.
Right. But if somehow that turned out to have something important on it, say it showed Prince Andrew at the island with some little girl, okay, then his name would pop back up. But then it would just be about Prince Andrew, and all of the other stuff would go away. It would only be about whoever they specifically caught.
Now, my theory is that one of these influential politicians, or like Prince Andrew or someone like that, pulls some strings, sets up an incident, like say a British oil tanker suddenly gets sunk in the Strait of Hormuz.
Mm-hmm.
That would take enough attention away to where they could bribe some property clerk somewhere to throw all that shit in the trash.
Oh, we set a giant magnet next to the tapes. Oops.
Yeah, whoopsie doodles. That Gauss meter fucking set that off. Whoops, it erased everything.
Nuts says, Monkey, did you see where Jeff replied to your tweet about Beto? Yeah, I saw. Let me guys. Okay, we got to talk about him and Fain for a minute, because there's a lot of people who like to just go hard at these guys, and you can. That's your choice.
Kind of gay,
but you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. There's a lot of time I see these two. The only reason I responded to Fain was because he responded to one of my tweets. I didn't go after one of his. I tend not to talk to him about politics because I know it's pointless. If you can look at that video from Beto and not see the lie there, then you don't want to see the lie there. It is that blatant. And good morning, Pat.
Morning, Pat.
I mean, the entire thing that he talks about, I mean, it can't be debunked anymore. I mean, if nothing else, he said Nazis were fine people. No, he didn't. He did not.
Some people don't want to see the truth, no matter how hard you want them to. You see it with the zealots of any stripe, and you can't convince people that don't want to be convinced.
And I'm going to tell you this, most of you out there, they're going to be better at trolling you than you are at them. They're old school shitlords. Don't forget that.
Yeah, you're just wasting your time dealing with them.
If you want to have a little fun, get them riled up and just let it go. Just let it go, because it'll just eat at them. There's another person that I get into a lot of arguments with, Losar. When he sticks his little head up, I'll answer him once and just leave it. And he'll answer me, he'll answer back. And then about 10 minutes later, he'll answer again, that same post. And he's like, oh, dear God. And there's several people on YouTube like that. There's better ways to troll than to just getting into arguments, man. Rentimike, he said specifically he was not talking about the Nazis. He never used the word infested to describe people. Beto was a dirty smear merchant. Beto's a dirty fucking liar is what he is.
Yeah, it was a real scum thing to do.
Yeah. And
which I would expect from a politician, because I have zero faith in them to be honest at all. But I don't know why anybody would trust him when he's as disingenuous as that.
I don't believe for a second Fane and Jeff don't see the lie there. Not for a second.
No, they just don't want to. It goes against their narrative, like Pat said.
They want to get into an argument, and they want to troll. They can troll other people.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't like arguing with people. It's tiresome.
I love arguing with people.
I know, but it gets tiresome when you know that nobody's gonna have their mind changed, or they're just gonna be so bullheaded.
I argue with David Bishop a lot. He's been on the show before. Liberal Penguin.
Yeah, he doesn't really. He has a conversation with you.
Yes, he will have a discussion about what you're talking about, and he will concede points, and I've conceded points to him. Even if we never come to an agreement, it is an honest conversation.
Yeah, and that's rare anymore. I don't mind having a conversation with someone that I disagree with, but arguing where it just evolves into "you're an idiot," that's not productive in any respect.
Well, I don't mind having arguments like what's a good one? Like when the game thing came up today. I was arguing with people over whether brief thing. I know you got, I don't know how many of you are into games, but there's a game called Apex Legends, and they've introduced an item that is completely cosmetic, does nothing, there's no gameplay value to it other than the way it looks. And the cheapest you can buy this for is for 170 real dollars. And my point, or my side on that is, so I don't really give a fuck. As a gamer, as long as it's not something that changes how the game plays or gives somebody an edge, I don't care. Doesn't bother me. I'm not going to, I'm not going to spend $170 on it, but I'm not going to tell somebody else they can't, or tell the company that they shouldn't sell it for that price. It's none of my fucking business at that point. But there were a lot of people like, hey, it's but kids and it's the, but what about the stupid people? And like, shut up. There's no argument there other than, okay, you can make your side, I'll make my side, and just leave it at that. I don't mind those kind of arguments.
Yeah, that's fine, but too many people don't want to have a conversation in good faith, or they won't listen to you, or they're just going to scream at you. I get so fed up with that. I don't. I know, but you're better at it than I am. I lose interest really quickly if I know that it's not going to be at least an interesting conversation, and it just is going to devolve into, well, you're just wrong. I don't really want to deal with that. But if you have an extra $170 and you don't want it anymore, me and Monkey both have Streamlabs.
That's true. That is true. Faithless said, did I hear the game is free? Yes. As far as I know, it's free to play. I don't play it myself. It's not one I'm even interested in. But anytime one of those kind of arguments comes up about games, I tend to have my opinion. I have my opinion anyway. I'm not above trolling people. I'll do that too for fun sometimes. But I never have a disingenuous argument. If I'm having a disingenuous argument, it's on this show and it's about something silly.
Yeah, but that's fun. That's not mean-spirited, you know?
Yeah, it's just to fuck with people on the show to see
Yeah.
how long I can keep them going. They're like, does he really believe this? Maybe.
Well,
Maybe I
there's
do.
too many people that are these days, especially like the social justice types and the Trump derangement, where they're just angry and they want to shout at someone.
Yeah.
If I want that, I'd get girlfriend again.
There's also they want to own people.
Yeah.
For all their whining about own culture and all that, they want to do that. They want to be men real bad. And they don't know how to do it properly.
Yeah.
And then you have these edgelords who've kind of moved over that way, and they're kind of, I don't know if they're trying to show them the ropes or show them how good they are at it. But I'm not getting into a disingenuous argument. I just don't give a fuck. I might fuck with you for a little bit, but then I'm gonna move on because
it gets boring. That's what I'm saying. It's if they're going to be disingenuous, it loses interest real quick.
We get a lot of people on Lords of the Night that like, I said this to Sofane and he said, have your argument with Sofane. I'm not being mean here. Sorry. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He tends not to have genuine arguments. And when you do him and Jeff, if you back them into a corner, I was just trolling. Or I was just kidding, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Well, then what was your point? Thank you, Havoc. A disingenuous argument like Marty getting a blowy from his mom? No, I honestly think Marty would have got a blowjob. Would have let her at least, lick it a little bit.
That's
wrong. It's not his mom yet. We're not doing this right now. But no, that wasn't a disingenuous argument. That's one of those okay. We have to talk about this. There are certain thoughts that go into my head that are obviously different from the way other people think. And I throw these things out there, not realizing that it's going to be controversial. That's one of them. It was a genuine argument. It's turned into kind of a joke and we have fun with it, but it was a genuine thing. Like, come on, if Marty, this is a young guy. What was he? Senior in high school, junior in high school? I don't remember.
Something like that.
His mom has already, stripped him naked. She's coming on to me like, all right, just lick it. Just lick it. She's not really my mom yet. I just think he would have rationalized it in the head and let her do it. I don't know. I have these Lady Monkey has put up with these kind of thoughts for way too long, and I kind of feel bad for her. Because she's the one that's had to deal with this for 26 years this month, man.
Nah, it keeps her life interesting. Most people are boring, and boring people aren't fun to be around.
He sees his mom though, not a hot chick. No, his mom was fat and wrinkly. Didn't you see his mom when she was? That wasn't his mom. She was cute in that the little bobby socks and the poodle skirt, and she was cute.
Well, I think we've stumbled upon a possibility why he didn't fool around with her, because he was attracted to the larger ladies.
Oh yeah, maybe because you tend to go for the kind of the look of people in your family, and that's not a bad thing. It's not saying you want to fuck your mom. It's just what you grow up seeing. That's why Jack likes Asians. His mom was a skinny Asian chick.
Well, yeah, let's go with that.
Let's just go with that. Yeah, he wanted to bang the fat, wrinkly one. He would have went for like the gym teacher if the gym teacher had come on to him. Yeah,
so maybe if his grandmother had hit on him, because she would have been in her 40s, which would have been about the same age as his mom was when he was in 85.
Could have been. Yeah, could have been.
So That's why he was all weirded out when she was looking at his underwear. He's like, "You're not plump enough." So, yeah, he was just into larger ladies. That's all.
People still want to have this argument. They're actually arguing in chat now.
Of course they are.
We're not having this argument. I was just pointing out that no, this was one of those things. It wasn't a disingenuous argument. What would be a disingenuous argument I've had? I don't. Most of the time I do it to Irate Bear because he falls for it every time, and but he knows he shouldn't fall for it every time. And it's just fun to do. No, there's a lot of like the cereal soup thing. That was not meant to be controversial. It was a controversy in our house, and my son was actually the one who brought it up to me first. I'm like, yeah, it's breakfast cereal. Makes sense. And I just brought it up one night because we had downtime on Lords of the Night.
And I'm amazed at how long that has been running. It's been like 2 years.
It's been at least 2 years, yeah. And I mean, that was a big argument that first night, man. SDA was like, hell no. Like, no, seriously. Just because Ross from Friends made out with the 50-year-old librarian doesn't mean Marty would do his mom. Well, look, when he was doing his mom, she was only like 17, 18. So that if you're talking about his old mom, that's because that's what he grew up with, is what we were getting there. Yours and Badger's argument yesterday morning, the math thing, that one was a genuine argument. It was a genuine argument. See, people can't tell the difference. That's the problem these days. Or maybe it's a problem with me and how I present myself, Jack.
I don't know. I tend to forget things very quickly because I lose interest in them.
I find it funny how people react to these things.
Yeah, that's always pretty entertaining. What was the math argument about? I missed that.
Okay. I said that, first of all, Badger's in chat. He's going to get annoyed by this. Standard is what I call imperial. And I know it's imperial, but it's standard here because it's the standard we use. That's why you'll be fine. Imperial is better than metric. And I can prove it because America is the best country, most prosperous that's ever been. And we use our standard while they use that crap. And it's led them to be second world countries.
Wait, you're telling me this is about the metric system?
No. That's just how it started.
Oh, okay. Oh, it gets better. Okay.
It gets better, right? So so America's number one, right?
Yeah, obviously.
And if Germany says is a second world country, if they got closer to being like America, right?
Yeah.
They would be a 2.5 world country. And they're like, no, they'd be like a 1.5. No. They'd be a 2.5. They're like, no, because that would go to 3. And like, I see what you're saying there. I do. I understand. But no, because we're working backwards. So if you add to 2, it goes to 2.5. And if you're adding to 2 to make it better, to make it towards 1, it would still be 2.5 because you're adding to it to make it closer to 1. And they were not having any of that. Him and Weibo were like losing their shit. Like, sorry, that's how it works in my brain.
I can see where the confusion lies.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's easy to understand the confusion.
Yeah, it's it probably is a miscommunication thing. Don't leave, Badger. He's leaving.
He'll be fine. We're not actually having the argument. We're actually going to be wrapping up here soon. We're at the 2-hour, 13-minute mark. Can I just say how much I love having the actual live time in my box here? It makes it so much easier. I don't have to go chat. How long have we been going?
Oh, yeah.
Monkey's logic is weird. No, if you're adding to something to make it better, that 2 plus whatever is like 2 plus any decimal point is going to be 2 point whatever.
See, let me give you my stance on this.
Sure.
I don't care because
that's fair enough.
Math is witchcraft. So
that's fair enough too.
And metric is just European witchcraft. That's all there is to it.
James Colley says it's still 1.5 monk. Okay. By that standard, if you have 2 first world countries and you add them together, they're what, 0? Or would they be 2? I don't understand how the math works there. It'd still be 1 in my book, but anyhow. Jack, I've actually enjoyed this conversation tonight. It's been all over the fucking place.
Yeah, we're good at that.
It's my favorite kind of stream. Just because it does go everywhere and people come in and their first reaction, what the fuck did I walk into? And I like leaving people with that kind of thought. But it is 10 minutes till 5. We've been going for 2 hours and 15 minutes. And I think it's time to wrap it up.
Cool.
Chat, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you for the donations tonight. I honestly, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate them, how much that helps out. Don't forget that you can still hit those donations for both me and Jack. The links are below at any time of day. Jack, anything you want to show?
Yeah, I'm going to throw the links to my channel and Polly's channel in because we did comic book curation today. And it went pretty well. So be sure and check that out and check out my channel for comic book reviews.
All right. And tonight is Thursday, so we'll be on Satsu 2 cents for Lords of the Night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I will probably be playing some No Man's Sky if I wake up in time. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I hope I have a long sleep today. But if I wake up in time with enough time before Lords of the Night, I'll be doing that. So keep an eye out on Ranting Monkey Games. I believe the link is below. All of Jack's links are below. Make sure you check those out. He's got all kinds of channels and stuff. He also sells books, y'all. I don't know if we have those below. We need to get those below. Anyway, guys. Shut up.
You have Patreon, right?
I do. It's below. So is the t-shirt shop. Check it all out, guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. Jack, thank you. I really did enjoy this one. Everybody, have a wonderful night. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
A moment before the show ends.